Yes. All right. Quick word from another sponsor, then to your questions. Please raise your hand if you want to get in the conversation. Imagine a company that makes great clothes, free shipping, free returns, free exchanges. And imagine it's a company whose clothes are beloved by the Hogan Gidley, about whom, by the way, ZZ Top wrote the song Sharp Dressed Man. Little known fact. Hogan, why do you love the stuff from Poncho so much?
It fits incredibly well. It's extremely durable. It's very comfortable. Everything from their winter stuff, their corduroys, their flannels, all great. Their like fishing gear shirts are kind of lighter material for the summer here. The swamp, for example, is very good, quick drying. And little known fact, I'm a sucker for a snap shirt. And
Yeah.
almost everything they have
Yeah.
comes in snap shirts. And I love a good snap shirt.
It's true, and the thing about it fitting well, it's like they're like magical cloaks. You put them on, and they just fit great. Right now, $10 off your first order and free shipping. Go to ponchooutdoors.com/2WMM, ponchooutdoors.com/2WMM for $10 off your first order and free shipping. All of the stuff, the flannels, the jeans, the Western polos, the tough thread. And again, they stand by every shirt. If you don't like it, they'll take it back. Free exchanges. So go right now. Gear up for the fall. Every piece is built for comfort, performance, and lasting style. ponchooutdoors.com/2WMM. $10 off, free shipping. When they ask how you heard about it, tell them Hogan Gidley sent you. All right, here we go. Professor Kenny, welcome in. Thank you for being part of the two-way community. Unmute. Tell everybody what's on your mind for Ashley and for Hogan.
Thanks for having me on. Ashley, you're doing great. Nice to see you. And Hogan, always solid.
Oh,
okay, so Ashley, here's my question. Do you think Gavin Newsom is the front runner for the Democratic Party at this point for president in 2028?
Great question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think it depends on what measure. I mean, polls are saying no, but I do think if you sort of take a pulse of the energy within the Democratic Party, he definitely is leading the race. I mean, he's really figured out, I think, the sweet spot, the best way to run an opposition against Donald Trump. He's mirroring back to Donald Trump his own antics. In a way that really is galvanizing, energizing the base. He's going after him in terms of the legislator with the redistricting. He's going after him in the courts. So I think that is the formula by which we're going to have to attack Donald Trump and raise the opposition. And so he's setting the new playbook on how to actually do that. So I think the answer is definitely yes. If you get out into the world, measure the pulse of the base in the Democratic Party, he's definitely it.
Mark, I need a little leeway. Ashley, would you say affordability is the #1 issue right now in the country?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's always the economy stupid, right? I don't think that has changed. If you look at every time I've been behind two winning midterm elections, 06 and 18. We won 40 additional seats in 18 on three main messages. One was jobs, one was the economy, which is two about affordability, and then the third was about corruption. I don't think that framework is going to change going into the midterms. I think people are experiencing this economy in really devastating ways. So I think it's going to continue to be the top issue. But I will say my concern, though, Professor Kinney, is whether or not the Democratic Party can offer an alternative, whether or not they can present a proactive agenda that gets to this issue. Okay, so the economy is bad. So what? Now, what are you going to do about it to change it? To give the American people and Democrats something to vote for, not just something to vote against Donald Trump.
Right. There's an article in the Wall Street Journal the other day. It says California digs a deep budget hole, and it just keeps going on about how Newsom, they have the highest tax revenues ever in California, and yet they can't meet their budget. And when Newsom became governor, they had $100 billion budget surplus, and got wiped out, under Newsom. And that's why I keep saying everybody's Newsom, and yet his record is just on the economy is terrible.
You're 100% right, and you
right.
you could fill 1,000 negative ads with people on the left and on the right of Newsom complaining about his stewardship of California, and it's one of the reasons why I secretly continue to think he's not going to run, even though now I pretend I think he is going to run because everybody tells me he's going to be the nominee. So,
but all of these things are a snapshot in time. So once Republicans start to wear him out on his record, then I think it changes whether or not he's a front runner. But if you ask me today, I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. Professor,
you.
Thank you, Professor.
And
I'm
remember-
doing a lot of reporting. Go ahead, Hogan.
Hey, just real quickly, remember the famous Willie Horton ad
Yeah.
against that Republicans ran against Democrats. That actually came from a Democrat primary where
Yeah.
Democrats brought that particular individual up. So
Yeah.
obviously the intra-party warfare will wound somebody enough when
Yeah.
in general
Yep.
it's problematic.
The-
So Democrats are going to get a hold of Newsom too, is my point.
Democrats raised it in the nominating process, but the famous ad was made in the general election. But
Yes, but I'm saying
small
that-
point. I'm doing a ton of reporting, which I'll have later this week, probably on Next Up, about the Democratic nominating process for 28, and it's incredible how many people have different views, particularly of Governor Beshear and AOC. Some people put him right at the top. Some people put him not even on the list. It's fascinating, and it's reflective of the lack of clarity about what's the party going to be looking for. They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America. And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and Two-Way Tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.